So if I really am an alien, you don't know that I'm not, and somebody was smart enough to ask the right question, my answer might go something like this. I would say perhaps what you think of as an alien is just a very, very old spirit, an ancient soul, what some call an original soul. I would tell you that aliens have been here much, much longer than you humans ever have. They have seen your civilizations rise, and fall again. Most human souls could meditate for 1,000 years and still not remember those swirling dust clouds that we spoke of at the beginning, exploding meteorites, or some critter slithering out of the primal slime. But we can. The old ones, the ancient peoples, because our memory goes back much further than yours. We were here to see it all, and we will still be here long after you are gone. Hell of a mouthful, isn't it? Earth time, human time, or the idea of it, exists inside the time flow of the ancients, rather like a goldfish living in a tank. That fish world exists only on whatever shelf you place it. So what does that mean? This puts the ancients in Earth's past, its present and future, all as one time for them. And I grant you that does take some getting your head around. But that rabbit hole goes much deeper than that. The memory goes back much further. So if you do find yourself looking at a little bug-eyed guy who just jumped out of a flying saucer, you maybe shouldn't be too overawed. What is he after all? Yes, there's somebody who has mastered anti-gravity propulsion, but the Americans got that back in the 1950s. Don't act surprised. You should know how this works by now if you've been paying attention. Those who have the high-tech goodies, they don't share any of that with the likes of you. To be fair, some ET have developed a hive mind, though it's more likely that most are cyborgs. Sort of biorobots, designed specifically for star travel, and they simply have communication devices built into their program. Now, there's nothing very spiritual about a Bluetooth stuck in your ear. The Chinese here on Earth already have a brain implant that multitasks as a mobile phone, track and trace, it even broadcasts medical data, and they've had it for 10 years. That's a fact. Your doorbell rings, a Chinese brain implant can open it to let the person in. No, the ancients, the really powerful ones, these are what Native Americans call a star walker, because that's exactly what they do. Walk between the stars. Man, they don't need no flying saucer. So who or what is a star walker? To understand that, we have to go back as far as memory can go back. All the way back to the very beginning of all things. And when we look that deep as you can go, what do we remember then? Bubbles. Bubbles floating in timeless space. Each bubble a universe. Some similar to this one, others very, very different. Some bubbles so abstract, human words could not even describe them. Such was the role of the cosmic dice. Two of these bubbles collided, releasing a massive explosion of energy, that which we know as the Big Bang. A bang which, incidentally, did not end in a nanosecond, as the scientists would have you believe. In fact, it didn't end at all. It is ongoing. You're living right here, in the very heart of it, right now. This ever-expanding universe. Reality fractured. All that was, it fractured like the original cosmic picture, exploding into the trillion pieces of an ever-expanding, incomprehensible jigsaw puzzle. Again, what is a Star Walker? He's one who sees every single piece of that shattered jigsaw. Not only the jigsaw, but also the threads that lead back to the before time, when everything was entirely whole and unbroken. He sees, he knows, because he was there. Or if you prefer, she was there. Star Walker sees the Great Spirit, the great mystery, Wakan Tanka, as he, the one, became the many. These very early offshoots were nothing less than the gods. But as their vibration fell, dividing into subtle yet ever strengthening density, there came the great masters, evolved, elevated ancient races, not quite gods, but very close to it. Among these are aliens known as the mantis beings or mantoids. These eternal spirits, immortal beings possessed of total recall, I say that again, total recall. Memory that stretches all the way back to the very beginning, just like the Star Walkers. Physical when they wish to be, metaphysical or non-solid when it suits their purpose. Huge in stature, 12 or even 15 feet tall, these are nonetheless very often witnessed by abductees aboard UFOs, but not as crew, as rulers, all-seeing, all-knowing commanders. These tower above the much smaller greys, directing and guiding their every move. When talking of aliens, there is a hierarchy here. Mantoids stand right at its very apex. The lesser alien species are a mixture of ancient, evolved, and even fallen races. You know, the Darth Vader types, the ones that chose the dark side of the Force, all at differing levels of spiritual and technological development. Some started at the beginning and took a wrong turn. We're back to Darth Vader. Others began as humans did. They just did that a few 100 million years before you did, and gradually worked their way up. Others evolved right here on Earth. Here comes the R word. Such as the reptilians, but did so in other realities that run parallel to your own. Timelines in which different decisions were made, different phenomena encountered, each leading to an adjusted outcome. Big differences, small differences, some in between, sometimes with only a few minor details changed, whilst others are vastly diverse. So what exactly is an alien? Go on, what is an alien? Someone who remembers who they really are.
Remember, only those who click like and subscribe will survive the coming apocalypse.